welcome back to my YouTube channel, and as you can tell from the title, today is a what to do for Valentine's Day. I think it's really difficult at the moment, obviously because of the pandemic. Some countries are in lockdown, I know England is in particular, so I wanted to do a what to do for lockdown Valentine's Day. So those of you who are still lucky enough to go out on dates and things like that, then this is not for you, but this is for couples who are either lockdowning together or lockdowning separately, because I found that usually if I search like what to do when I'm in lockdown, it's usually you're locked down together, and unfortunately that's not the case for all couples. So those who are separated and are in lockdown in their separate households, there's also date ideas for you guys. So stay tuned if you want to find out what to do. The first section I'm going to do are for couples who are lockdowning separately. I know it must be so frustrating seeing all these couples lockdowning together, but I've still got some date ideas for you guys. So the first thing you guys could do is have a virtual date. I'm sure you guys are calling every single night, every morning, wherever it may be, but you could have a proper date. So you could get dressed up, have a reason to get all dressed up. I know it's really difficult to find excuses at the moment, apart from, like filming TikToks, for me filming my YouTube channel, or, just having a quick random photo shoot in your bedroom. But this is a proper reason to get dressed up. It's like you guys are going on a date night, like you're going to a restaurant, but you're actually getting dressed up to go on the phone. But it still mixes up from your usual FaceTime calls and it feels more special. And it's also kind of cool having a FaceTime date for Valentine's Day, because it's such a weird time period to live in, and I know you'd much rather be with your partner, but it's kind of cool when you can tell your kids you did virtual dates. You could also have the same food, so obviously with a date you're going to have some food, and even though you could have your separate meals, whatever your mum's made, whatever you've made, I think it would still be nice to, make sure you're eating the same thing so it feels like you guys are together. So you could either get the same takeaway, or a cute idea I thought of is you could make food for one another. Obviously, you're only supposed to travel for essential reasons, so I guess these are kind of breaking the rules. But depending on where your partner lives, as long as you're not driving too far, you could drop off some food for them that you've made yourself, and then they could drop off some food for you. You could do a quick door exchange or whatever, and then you're kind of like eating what your partner's made for you, and that's something you guys probably would have done at home if you guys were together. So it's nice that they've gone out of their way to plan a meal for you, they've made it for you, and you're eating it, and they can see your reactions on call. Or like I said, if you don't want to travel because of the distance, and obviously it's not essential, then you could just do the same takeaway, and again it will also feel like you're eating together. Luckily at the moment we still have the ability to go on a socially distanced walk, so you guys could go on a Valentine's Day walk, even though it's so hard because you're seeing each other's faces and you can't just reach for each other. It's still really nice to see their face on Valentine's Day, and it also means that you can bring card or present, whatever you've got for them, flowers, chocolate, and you could give it to them face to face, and you can see their reaction rather than through a screen. And even though you can't touch each other, it's just nice to physically see one another, and it feels really special, like you have actually spent Valentine's Day with them. Speaking of doing things face to face, if you don't want to go on a socially distanced walk, you want to grab food with them, then you could actually go to the same drive-through, or again get the same takeaway food like I said in the first point, but you can sit in separate cars. Obviously you can just park up after the drive-through or find an empty car parking space and just sit in the car parking lot and just see each other. Even though you won't be able to be next to each other, you could just sit in your separate cars, have the windows down, have the door open, and make sure you're certain meters apart, and you can just talk and it will feel like you guys are together. And similarly you can also do the gift exchange, card exchange here, and also you can be eating the same food, so you guys are together face to face, not just on FaceTime. You're eating the same food, it feels like you're on a date, just a car date. I mean, if needs be, you can make your car really pretty, put fairy lights, or have your iPad there so you're watching the same movie as your partner and make sure you're tuning it so it feels like they're right next to you, just not quite. If your family aren't comfortable with you guys doing the car option, if you're still like really strictly not allowed out, then you can do the same thing by watching the same movie, but you can do it on the same time at call. So there are loads of apps that I've found that you can watch the same movie at the same time, and it's such a cool idea because it feels like you're watching the movie with them. So maybe for those of you who've done the FaceTime dates, after your date you could watch a movie together, so you could both get popcorn, both get the same snacks, your favourite snacks, and you could sit and watch the film together. When I was saying for the first point, when you could give each other food that you've made, you could also deliver snacks at this point, or do a little hamper of movie bits and bobs, so when you guys watch the movie together you're using and eating the stuff your partner's bought for you, and it still feels like they're kind of there in a way. There are lots of games trending on TikTok at the moment that open up to your partner, like different card games. There's a game that me and my friends played on the podcast that we have, and it's called We're Not Really Strangers, and it really digs deep into your worst fears, your first impressions, your type, like what you love about people, just loads of different categories. And I think it's really cool because you can get so many different cards on Amazon, and you could buy these cards yourself, or your partner could buy one and read out loud on call, or you can have individual packs, whatever it may be. And on FaceTime you could play the card game, so it feels like you're together, and it also gives you something to do that again breaks away from your usual FaceTime calls, because usually on FaceTime you're just chatting, you're just talking, and you want this day to feel more special. So you get cards that dig deeper into your love for one another, you understand that person better, and it's probably just going to be a really romantic and in-depth experience. This obviously works whether you guys are seeing each other face to face, so maybe on the socially distanced walk you can do it so you can see their real immediate reactions, or you can do it on call, or you could do it when you're in the cars, when you're eating your takeaway drive-through food, and these are options for you guys. I guess this section is quite similar to the first section, except for the fact you guys get to do this stuff together. So the first idea I have for you guys is obviously getting dressed up. It probably breaks away from the usual routine of seeing you guys, you know, hair unmade, chaotic, probably haven't showered, you know, usual stuff that everyone's experiencing in lockdown. But anyway, you could get all dressed up, perfume, cologne, and you could have a meal together. So again, this could either be takeaway if you guys just want to relax, you don't want to make food, you could get takeaway and have a romantic candlelit dinner. It feels like you're going to a restaurant but you're at home, but you could just make it pretty with all the candles or whatever, or some flowers in the center of the table, whatever it may be. You could also do that. But you could also have a 3-course meal that you guys make for one another. With the 3-course meal idea, it could be one of you guys making the 3 courses for your other partner, but I feel like that's quite unfair, making one partner do all of the work for your Valentine's Day. But to make it even more special, you both could choose a menu of what you want to make for the other person. So for example, I would choose a starter, main and dessert. My boyfriend would choose a starter, main and dessert, and we make it for one another. And if you really want the dessert you've just made, then you could just have a quick buffet and have it all in the middle. But I think it's really special having a 3-course meal and knowing your partner's made it for you. Unless they're a really bad cook, then stick to the takeaway idea. Speaking of lots of food and buffets, you could have a breakfast buffet. I know my boyfriend and I did this for our anniversary. We didn't really know what to do to make it special, so we just went into the kitchen together, made a massive breakfast, had a buffet breakfast, and that's when we exchanged like cards and presents and things like that. So it's just nice to wake up, feel really romantic. Or, you know, you could bring your partner breakfast in bed and just start your day off well with a good breakfast, and that's when you can do your card and present exchange. You could have an at-home spa date. So this is something else me and my boyfriend did for our anniversary. We didn't really know how to make it special, so we thought, you know what, we're going to do a spa date. Because we wanted to go to a spa anyway, you could just do it at home. So we got face masks, and we basically just turned all the lights off in my bedroom, lit loads of candles, and we did face masks, massages. It's just a sweet at-home day, play some music in the background, and I just think it's a really sweet idea. You could also have a bath with bath bombs, just have a really nice pamper evening with your partner, just relax, you deserve it. And I feel like over lockdown especially, not a lot of us are treating ourselves as well as we should, so it's just nice to treat your partner, and it's just an excuse to put on some face masks, do some skincare, maybe paint each other's nails, whatever it may be, and just have a cute spa day. Again, like the first one, you could also have a movie night, so you could go out and buy snacks together, make a whole shopping trip out of it, any excuse to leave the house, and you can get snacks for one another and just have a cute movie night in. And again, with the takeaway suggestion I suggested earlier, you could also have your takeaway whilst having a movie night. And I'm sure in lockdown you're doing nothing else but watching movies, but maybe watch something you guys have always wanted to watch, or a marathon, or your favourite films, you just binge one after the other. Maybe to break away, if you guys are usually watching movies together and it's like, oh, this is a bit tedious now, like I don't know how to make it special, you could do an outdoor cinema. So this is really cute. I mean, I know it's probably going to be really cold depending on where you live, but you could get tents, blankets, sleeping bags, or you could just get a picnic blanket depending on the weather, pillows, duvets. Basically bring all the stuff from inside outside, especially if you guys have a projector, that would be really convenient. But if not, you can just get your laptop, iPad, and it's just a different location. You could put fairy lights all around the fence, fairy lights inside the tent. You could just basically do a den for yourself outdoors, or you could do a den inside. If it's absolutely freezing, just turn your bedroom into a den. I just think it's something exciting, and I know these ideas seem really simple, but it it just breaks away from the usual like tedious routine I feel like all of us are going through right now. And it's so cute and aesthetic, having fairy lights everywhere. It's all really cozy, and it just feels even more special than usual. So that's everything I have for you guys in today's video. Make sure you comment down below if you guys have any other ideas of things you've done previously, or ideas for couples that you're going to do this year. These are all the things I could think of, because I know we are quite restricted. But again, it's just quality time with your partner, and I know it sucks, and I know you guys probably made plans, and there are so many better things that you could be doing. But I feel like these are much more intimate ideas, and it really gets you to appreciate your time with your partner a lot more, especially because we've realised how limited time actually is during this lockdown. But yeah, I'll love you and leave you. I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video, and let me know if you do any of these ideas. I'll see you guys all very, very soon.